Hello, everyone, and welcome to this eighth episode of the Gaming Garden Podcast, where we discuss everything related to farming games. I'm your host, Josh, and today I'm joined by a very bubbly friend and a fellow content creator here on YouTube, Miss Bubbles. Welcome. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me, Josh.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you, and I'm so excited for everything we're going to chat about today. But before we get into today's episode, could you tell us a little bit more about Miss Bubbles and what kind of bubbly content are you creating?
Of course. But before we get started, though, I do have to say something. You hold a very special place in my heart because if you remember, I reached out to you a really long time ago when I literally had like 600 subscribers. And I was like, hi, Josh. I'm a big fan of your channel. Would you like to have a collab together? And you literally said yes, and we collabed, and you posted the video on your channel. And I know that a lot of your community members come to my channel and they still watch me till to this day. So thank you so much for like believing in me and believing in the content that I do. And that was like a really long time ago. That was 2 years ago, and we built a friendship. You came over to the UK. I saw you before even the face reveal. So I really appreciate you. And it's like small gestures like this, they go a long way. So I have to say thank you for that. And coming to me, I'm Miss Bubbles. I love cozy games and RPGs. I make reviews before you buys, and I also make lists. I do some stuff that are a bit controversial here and there. I don't like a lot of the games that Josh likes. Roots of Pacha, Story of Seasons, The Wonderful Life. Like, Josh, what is happening here? I don't know. But
Yes, I
how are we
noticed.
friends?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why are we friends? Like, what is this? What's the problem?
I don't know. I noticed we have a lot, like, we like the same genre of games, but we end up
Yeah,
liking completely different
opposite
things,
games.
which is nice. That's why it's good to have tons of cozy games releasing every month. And yes, I do remember when you reached out to me for the first time. I remember you used to watch my content and you had the little Powerpuff Girl, like the
Yeah.
bubbles
Oh, you
avatar. I
remember?
remember that, and you were like always commenting, and then you reached out for that collab. And to this day, it's still one of
Yeah,
my most popular videos on my channel. So that
yeah.
did really well. It was so much fun to work together on that. And I was looking at that video. So for those who don't know, it was a list of like upcoming farming games.
Mm.
It was like 3 years ago. There's still some games in there that we're waiting on, like Farm
Yeah,
Folks. We recently got Ova Magica, but yeah, there's just so many games that we've been looking forward to for years and years that just never come.
that video exploded, but there was like a lot of work that went into it. I think we had like 20 games in there, and it
To
took us a
10
while
or
to
12, I
make
think.
it.
Yeah,
Really, it took
yeah,
us a while to make it as well. That was a really
yeah.
fun video.
It was fun. And yeah, one thing I do like about you, you said you don't like Roots of Pacha, you don't like Story of Seasons. I love how you're so upfront all the time in your videos. For those who are familiar with your channel, they saw your videos about Chilltown, about all the games you don't like. Of course, there are games you adore and
All
love
the
as well.
games you don't like, guys. I like some games. Okay, I do like games.
Yeah, so yeah, you do a lot of stuff: cozy games, RPGs. Um, if you had to pick one, just you could only play cozy games or just RPGs. What would you go for?
I mean, RPG, it would be my favorite RPG of all time, Witcher 3. And then cozy game slash farming, it would be Coral Island right now. That game
Mm.
just took my soul away. I just can't stop thinking about that game. I freaking love that game.
It is so good, and we will get to talk about it a bit later. So in today's episode,
Yeah.
we will talk about the Coral Island 1.1 update, the Roots of Pacha update. So sorry, we will have to talk about that game a little bit.
Yeah.
Moonstone Island, and we'll talk about game updates in general because
Hmm.
all there's just so many games that are fully released that keep getting updates and updates over and over again. So we'll talk about
Yeah.
that a little bit. But first, we will chat about this week's releases. So there are three
Mm.
games we wanted to discuss. And the first
Mhm.
one, I know this podcast is mostly about farming game. This first game is not a farming game, but I really wanted to
Hi.
include it. This game is
Mhm.
called Ete, and I've played the demo. I've not played the full game yet, but I think you did, right?
Mhm.
Tell us
Yeah.
how's it been so far?
So I've been playing this game as part of a challenge that I'm doing for the channel where I'm playing a new cozy game every day for a month.
That's a
That challenge has
lot.
been going horribly though, because every time I'm like, oh, I'm playing a new cozy game today, and life is lifing.
Yeah.
But Ete means summer, which it's like a perfect game for summertime. It takes place in Montreal,
Mm-hmm.
so you're literally a painter who has moved there, and you get your home and you can paint. And it's a bit like I didn't play Sticky Business, but I've seen the trailers, and from it seems like it has the same premise. So you have like the stamps and you can paint, and when you go to the world it feels a bit like Cozy Grove, where it's lifeless, and then you start to paint through it, and feels very rewarding and it's just very satisfying because you're painting things, and then literally bubbles, no pun intended, will come up. You collect them, and then you'll get like flower petals, and each like petal, when it comes up, you can use it. You can right click, and then you press the left button, and you can like explode, so you don't have like you will have like a big blob of paint taking
Mm-hmm.
over. You have different characters to meet. They all want different paintings that they want you to do. It's been very fun. Like, I really liked it. So have you, like, did you like the demo, or what did you think about the demo?
Yes, I loved the demo, and I can't wait to play the game. It's just been like super busy this month, so I want to play it
Mm,
by the end of summer since it's a very like summery game, of course.
yeah.
I loved it. It's so satisfying when
Mhm.
you like at the beginning when you start, everything's all white. There's no color,
Yeah.
and then like you said, you
Yeah.
put these like big bursts of paint, and like the world gets more colorful
Mm.
as you progress. And I loved. So I'm from Quebec, not from Montreal, but I've
Mhm.
been to Montreal like quite a few times in my life. So it was just so nice. It's not a city we see in a lot of games, and it was
Mm.
just so wonderful to just walk around the little alleyways, the streets, seeing like the architecture and just the different characters and the dialogues. It made me feel kind of nostalgic a little bit, and it was just so nice to see that culture and like city that is not represented in a lot of
Yeah.
games, being able to experience it here. So that was like
Mm.
a really good point for me. And yeah, the painting was fun as well. There's like so much. So every time you see a new object, a new item, you can then add it to your own paintings, and you can like resize them, rotate them. And I feel like if you're a creative person, you will enjoy making the paintings.
Yeah.
But even if you're not creative, I think you will have a good time with this one. And I can't wait to dive more into it, like with the full game.
Yeah. I'm a terrible like person with paintings and stuff, but even then I felt like because things are already drawn for me, and because you can like literally resize things, you can put things, it's like when we do our thumbnails, we put like layers and stuff, you can
Yeah.
choose what's in the front and stuff. The only thing that I had to complain about is the fact that when you pick a stamp, each time you put it down, the menu goes backwards, so you have to then go again and pick it. So
Mm,
like you can do that control, like copy things, but I wish that the menu of, let's say, insects, when I pick an insect, I wish like it would stay open rather than close, and then I have to go back and pick from the list. Because sometimes like I do want to get creative and try to make something more intricate, but because of the process, I'm like, nah, I just don't want to do it anymore.
yeah, that's a shame. Hopefully, they can update the game based on the feedback. If a lot of players have
Mm,
this issue, because it does sound annoying. I don't remember exactly from the demo, but it does sound annoying whenever you have to like open something up again every time. So
yeah.
hopefully they can fix that.
Yeah.
And do you
Yeah.
think so? You've played it for like one day as part of your challenge. Do you think you'll go back to it?
Yeah, so it's like you can, so in the rules, the minimum is I have to play it for 1 hour, maximum 2 hours, which is really hard because it's like if I don't like something, I'm forcing myself to play it for an hour. And if I like it too much, cap at 2 hours. So this one, like I had to stop myself. And I may or may have not have played it for like 2 hours and a half, and I
Oh
was
no,
like, no,
you broke the
sorry.
rule.
Yeah, so definitely play again. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, going back to your challenge, that is so interesting. I'm already overwhelmed with all of the games I can play, and you're adding yourself like an extra layer of having to play 30 different games, that is a lot. Do you already have a list of all of the games you're going to play?
Yeah, and I'm doing a challenge, the cozy one for farming games and one for life sim games. I hate myself. I don't know. I like to torture myself. I don't know what's my problem.
And they're all games you never played before.
Yeah,
Are there some older titles or mostly new?
a mix of both. I have like the list is crazy. The list is crazy. Do you want me to tell you some of
Yeah, tell us the ones you're the most excited for. Tell us
the
one
ones?
you're excited for and one you're maybe scared or like you're not sure if you're gonna like it.
One that I'm excited for is definitely Go-Go Town because I've played the demo for it, so I'm definitely excited to go back in and see what has happened. I remember you played the early demo as well.
Yeah. I've been enjoying the
So,
game. I played the full
mm,
release as well for like 30 hours, but then at one point they updated the game and
nice.
now the performance, I'm having some glitches and issues, so I'll
Oh
have to like
no.
I think I may have to start a new save file. So I think I'll just wait until the full release. But it is a fun game though. It is fun.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Hopefully, that's the thing with early access games. Like,
It's
I
tough.
want to play them, but I'm at a point where we talked about it in the Slow Burn podcast. It's a difficult subject because you want to play them, but then many times you either lose the save file or it's just too many bugs. You're like, with also everything that's out there, it's like, is it worth my time?
Is it worth
It's just,
playing a game that's not fully done when you already have a backlog of like 50 games that are fully released? Um,
yeah.
yeah. For me, usually I try to play them a little bit to get a little taste of the game,
Mm.
and then I just wait for the
And then you,
full. Yeah.
same. And then the one that I don't know if I'm gonna like, maybe, maybe Sky Children of Light.
Oh, that's an interesting one. So I feel like this one is quite confusing at first.
Mm.
I feel like 1 to 2 hours.
Yeah, like, is it enough time for me to
Yeah, maybe the
understand
first
it?
like when I played this game for the first time, I was very confused. I was picking up things, lighting up candles. I wasn't too sure what I was doing,
Mm.
but I was enjoying the environment. I was enjoying the sounds and the controls and like flying around. So I was confused, but I still had a good time. And then the more I played, the more I started to understand the game and like enjoy it more fully. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you'll think of it. And then you'll make a video talking about all of these games.
Yeah, it will be like so far I've played 9 games and the
Mm,
script is already massive. I've got what is math? I don't know. 21
yeah.
more games? I don't know.
Yeah, a lot
The
of games.
script. Oh my god. Yeah, that we're gonna do the same for farming games and life sim games. And we'll see what happens.
That is a lot. So yeah, so Ete released on July 23rd on Steam. So feel free to check it out if that sounds interesting to you. Another game that came out just the day after, speaking of early access, this one is in early access on Steam. It's called Farlands, and it is a space themed farming game, which reminds me a little bit of like Lone Lone Galaxy.
Yeah, it
But
looks a lot like it.
yeah, so have you played or have you heard of this game?
I've seen it a lot, but it didn't really capture my attention, and I feel like it's because it looked a lot like Little Known Galaxy. And I'm at a point with farming games where a lot of them feel like did this, done that. I just don't want to try it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I feel like a lot. So I've played this a little bit, and I agree with you. I feel like a lot of games put a different theme, a different color palette. Like you're on this planet, the trees are purple instead of being green, but everything else is the same as you would expect. So the farming feels similar as in Stardew Valley or any other games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it looks like Little Known Galaxy though, literally, and because that one literally
it just came
released
out.
like
Yeah.
what 2 months ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just I
And
don't
I feel
know.
like Lone Galaxy did a lot of stuff with the galaxy theme. Like you're on this spaceship, you are exploring different planets. I feel like they did
That
it
was
really well.
fun.
That was really
Yeah.
fun and it was very polished. Whereas this one, yes, you will be able to explore different
Hmm.
planets, but as of right now, there is very little to do in the game. I think there's maybe 2 planets or 3 you can explore. There's one with like a whole town, and then you can farm. But it's very, very early access. Even I think it's an alpha actually, and the developers do
Ah,
really emphasize the fact that it is super bare bones right now. So I played it for maybe 1 or 2 hours, and then I was just like, okay, what do I do?
yeah.
And in those 2 hours, I didn't experience anything that made me think, oh my gosh, this game is doing something I've never seen before. I want to play more of it. Like it's, I don't know. I want to like it. I think it's cute. Like the pixel art is nice to look at, but it's just very rough right now. And especially when you have games like Little Known Galaxy that is a full release, fully done. I feel like unless you want to really get invested in that game and tell the developers what you'd like to see and like witness the progress that the game makes over time, I think I'll pass and I'll wait before I play it again. I'll definitely wait for the full release.
Yeah, I'm definitely passing. Like I saw you mention it in the script for like today's topics, and then I looked it up and I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. I looked at it a bit more, and yeah, the second that I saw how similar it looks to Little Known Galaxy, I was like, I feel like I literally just did this, done that two
Mm-hmm.
months ago. I just don't feel like it. Even like the aliens, they look very similar.
Yeah.
The even the loading screen looks very similar. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's too similar.
I know the
Maybe,
similarities are probably a coincidence because I'm sure this game has been
yeah,
in development
because
for a while. So we're not
for a
saying that they
while,
copied them or anything like
no,
that.
no, no.
But it's just the
But
timing. Like you get this
yeah,
amazing space team farming sim, and then 1 month later you get one that's like in alpha.
very early access.
Yeah.
Maybe like if this came out 2 years later or something, like okay. And we
Mm-hmm.
also have, by the way, one that I'm really excited about. Actually, two I'm really excited about are like Fields of Mystria and Chef RPG. Oh my god, I feel like
Yes.
I'm gonna melt. I'm gonna freak out when these two. I'm gonna like vanish from humanity when these are out. So like I these make me excited, but then this one I didn't. So like I know that I still get really excited. 'Cause sometimes, especially last year, do you remember when we had the conversation? I was like, Josh, I think I'm dead inside. Like, why am I not liking a single farming game that's
Mm.
coming out? But then I listed to you like some games, and I was like, okay, no, I'm still okay. Like, there's still games that I'm liking.
Yeah, honestly,
Sometimes I worry. I'm like, am I normal? What is happening?
yeah. I think it's just that as the genre is becoming popular, we get
Mm,
more games, more bad ones, but also more good ones, but they're
great
few and
ones,
far between.
yeah.
Yeah, great ones. So definitely Fields of Mistral will keep everybody busy. Everybody's talking about this game. It comes out on
Yeah,
August 5th, so in like
yeah.
4 to 5 days, very soon. Very, very
Can't
soon.
wait.
Can't wait to play it. So another game that released this week on July 30th, so yesterday at the time of recording this podcast, is The Garden Path, which
Mm,
is a game that is in the same vein as Animal Crossing or Cozy Grove, where you're supposed to play 10 to 30 minutes every day. You get different tasks, you get different visitors on your island or in your forest, in this case, in your garden, I guess. And it has this beautiful hand drawn art style. It's a little bit dark and gloomy. Aesthetically, it's very interesting. Have you had the chance to play it?
yeah, I got the key for it, and they sent me like a cute PR package
Oh,
that I
nice.
still didn't get. The Yeah, it was very cute. I was really excited for this one. I played it as part of the challenge. Unfortunately, I just didn't click with it, which I'm so sad about. Like, I really tried,
Mm.
and I was pushing for the 1 hour. The clock ticked at 1 hour, and I was like, I just can't. They even like gave me the review guide where like I knew what I'm supposed to do. I just didn't enjoy it. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. Did you try it?
So, yes, I did try the game, and
Mm,
I'm in the exact same boat as you. I wanted to like this game. I appreciate the art. And when I played
yeah,
it,
it's
I also loved
gorgeous.
the music. You can hear the little
Yeah,
birds, the little like insects, critters. The atmosphere is great. But I just couldn't get into the game. First of all, I feel like it is quite confusing at first. There's not too much
yeah.
guidance. You're not too
Mm.
sure where to go. The
Which
controls are a
is
bit slow. Like your character is like
Very clunky.
So slow and clunky. I found the menus confusing as well. You have this menu on the side. You also have like a few things at the top,
Yeah.
and there's like all of these pictures, but they don't tell you. There's not words for everything, so you have to guess what the picture means.
Mm-hmm.
And the world is so big, but the walking is slow. And I don't know. I
Yeah.
played it earlier this morning to give it another chance, and I, unfortunately, it's not doing it for me.
That's a shame. I'm really sad to hear that you felt the same way because I was really excited about this. I love games that you play in bite-sized sessions. Like you know how much I love Cozy Grove. I love Animal Crossing.
Mm,
I really like games that I don't have to play in one sitting or like, oh, I have to play so much. These are games that I can wake up and play, or before bed just play for 10 minutes at a time. So I thought, like, finally this is a game that can be part of my life. It can be like added to my routine. So I was hoping this would be it. And it was very confusing, and in the review guide, like, they do tell you, and even like the dev says that it is meant to be a bit confusing. Like, it's not your typical game where they're spoon feeding you what to do,
mhm.
and which I'm okay with that. But I feel like there is a certain extremity that I personally am willing to accept. This was a bit too extreme for me, which, and it's very sad because I have been talking about this game, and like you'll see me on their Twitter feed, like literally commenting on all of their posts because I've been so excited about this one.
It is disappointing. I would love to see more games in that genre. We recently got Cozy Grove 2, Cozy Grove Spirit Camp, or is it Camp Spirit? Anyway, the one that is on Netflix Games.
I
Um,
heard I heard it's some grind fest though. Apparently, like it's like Genshin Impact where it becomes like your part time job.
I do think I've played it for 10 days, and I feel like for
Hmm.
the little bit that I played, it was not grindy. But I've heard from people who have played it more that it becomes like you need all of these pieces to repair your bus, and like the bus takes forever to repair, and
Yeah,
everything like takes a
Miggy.
super long time.
Yeah, Miggy Monkey was telling me, they were like, "Oh my god, it's taking forever.
Mm,
What is this?"
yeah, I guess the thing behind this is that it is a free to play game, and they want you to go on Netflix to like launch the game. Do you even have to launch Netflix open? I'm not
I
sure anymore.
tried. How do you do it? Because I have Netflix. I've been on Netflix. I watch shows there, but I have no idea how to access it. I have it on iPad, on my phone. I just don't know how.
So I think you have. I did it a while ago. I think you need to log in on Netflix, and then there should
Mhm.
be a tab with all the games, and then you can
Ah,
click on the
okay.
game and
Hmm.
download it. And they have like so many. They're getting like
Mhm.
so many different games on there, so it is worth checking out if you already have a subscription. But I
Mhm.
feel like if you don't have a Netflix subscription already, you might be
Mm.
better off with the first Cozy Grove because they are very similar. Like the gameplay mechanics are
I've
almost.
restarted it. Yeah, I've restarted it. The first one I bought it on Steam for like Steam Deck,
Hmm.
so then I'll just do that.
Yeah. So this week, in terms of releases, I think we can agree that IT is a good one to pick if someone's looking for something new
Hmm.
to play.
There's also maybe Closer the Distance. I didn't start it yet. It's part of the challenge. But did you
Mm,
see it?
I don't know too much about it. I've seen the name, but it didn't capture my interest enough to
Mm.
look into it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit what is it like?
Yeah, it seems like it's a narrative adventure where you control the different residents of Yesterby, and you control them, and they have like different needs. They're kind of like Sims, so you have to take care of their hygiene and stuff like that. And they have their own stories, their own motives and stuff, and your decisions will determine their destiny, and you can decide what their fate is going to be like, but depending on the things that you decide to prioritize. And I really like games that let me decide what's going to happen
Mm,
next. Like, I love RPGs, so for it to be something cozy, relaxing, and narrative, it's like a visual novel, but I'm controlling the lives of people. I'm like, sounds interesting.
that does sound very unique. I'm not a visual novel like narrative driven
Mm.
kind of guy. I usually don't play these games too much, so maybe that's why. But if that is
Yeah.
something you're into, it could be worth checking out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not playing any of these new games, it's okay because we also have tons of updates for games that already exist.
Yeah.
The first one is the 1.1 update, the long-awaited update for Coral Island, the story finale land and sea update. Before we get into this update, I want to know your thoughts on Coral Island, like prior to this update. What was your verdict on the game?
So I have a lot to say about Coral Island. First, like Stairway Games, freaking love you guys. Humble Games, freaking love you guys. But I have a lot to say.
Well, Humble Games doesn't exist anymore.
Like that. There you go.
Yeah.
So that plus so in my like news roundup that's coming up this week, I literally said like when it comes to the Nintendo Switch, I feel like Stairway Games did hiccup with that from the start. When you've released the game into early access and then you've put out the 1.0 access, it's been out for almost a year. These Switch backers have paid you for such a long time. Did they offer them refunds? Because I know they offered other keys, but what about refunds? Because I feel like you owe people a refund. Because I know from my community, majority of them are Switch owners. They don't have money to buy a PC or a laptop or a Steam Deck. So
Mhm.
I'm with Justice. I'm always with Like even if I adore a game and it's studio or anything, but I always side with my community, and I side with their hard-earned cash. Did they offer them a refund? Even now in the statement, I didn't see no refund mentioned. I just saw you can get a Steam code. What if I don't have a PC? What do I do then?
Mm-hmm. I think that's one thing with Kickstarters in general. You never have the guarantee that you will have the game at
Mm.
all. Like on any platform, you could back for $500 and never get anything. So there is a
I had
risk
no
with
idea.
Kickstarter.
Oh my god.
I think maybe people are not aware of those risks. So
I
that's
had
why
no idea.
I always recommend if you have a PC or like a Steam Deck or anything to pick the PC version because you know it, like
Mm.
Sunhaven, Coral Island. Like there's so many games that don't have their Switch port yet.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the developers of Star Wars games were working with Humble Games for the port. And now Humble Games recently, for those who don't know, restructured, but they basically shut down. They've laid off everybody. So now we don't know if what will happen with the Switch version of this game. So I feel like a refund would be the ideal thing,
Mm.
but it is a
I think.
risk of backing a game on Kickstarter. You never really know you're gonna
Mm.
get it at 100%.
But Humble Games as a company is still there, no? Because today they just sent me an email about um, my subscription.
So there's two things. So there's Humble Bundle. So the
Ah,
Humble Bundle is where you can purchase games and they have bundles of games that go
yeah.
to charity. And Humble Games was their division of like publishing games.
Ah, I thought they're this like they work. I thought they worked like they're the same
I mean, they're the
thing.
same like, and they're the same like corporation, but they have like different branches, I guess.
It's like it's like Bethesda Games or Bethesda or Bethesda Game Studios. It's like kind of the same, but not really.
Exactly. So they basically shut down their publishing department.
Mm.
So they won't be publishing games anymore. And we don't know there's lots of games that were supposed to be published
Yeah,
by them that now
yeah.
we don't know what will happen. So hopefully all the developers can figure it out, including the developers of Coral Island. I don't even know
Let's
how
hope
this game
so.
would run on the Switch.
Nah,
Uh,
there's no chance this one is
hmm.
running on the Switch. We've seen like my time at Sandrock. What is this? And they've been working hard on fixing it, but the graphical sacrifice. I'm like, might as well just don't play the game, in my opinion, in my
Yeah,
humble opinion. No
Sandrak
pun
is getting
intended.
better, but I feel like there is a point where you have to accept. Of course, if you put your game on the Switch, it will sell, but it doesn't do the game justice. It's
Mm.
like if it was not developed with the Switch in mind and it's like a beautiful game on PC, the game won't do it justice on Switch. And it's a shame, but I feel like more developers and publishers should just accept that fact. I feel like they all want to be on the Switch and the Switch just can't support all of these games.
Yeah, and you feel them like they defend the game like their baby, which of
Mm,
course they're gonna do that, but at the end of the day, you just, as you said, you gotta accept the truth. Like your game, it just doesn't look good,
mm-hmm.
and people are paying a lot of money. But
Yeah.
going back to your question about what I think about, like before the release, I really love Coral Island. I know that the 1.0 release wasn't actually technically a full release, like the story finale wasn't there, but I've had what, like at that point 30 hours into the game and I was still at rank F.
Mm,
Now since the release I've played 5 more hours and I'm still at rank F. I feel like that game already had so, like, has so much to offer. To access the new content, which is in rank A, I feel like I'm gonna have to have like, whoa, 200 hours to access that content. So I don't know, it just depends. Like for me, that was like the first time where I'm like, I just didn't really have much to argue about.
mm,
And you know me, I'm always arguing about games.
yeah.
I was very happy, and I've never been sponsored. Nobody say she's sponsored or she got paid or she got whatever. Like never, ever anything. If any, they only gave me codes before, but most companies have given me codes, and I still say whatever I want to say. So I don't know. I really love this game. Like I really, really like this game.
Mm,
But I
yeah.
know you didn't like it. Like you didn't like the fact that it wasn't complete.
Yeah, I enjoyed the game. So I think I was looking this morning, 95 hours into this game. So I do like it. I played it a lot when it was in beta, and then I played it in early access, and then I played it at
Mm,
1.0. I've been like starting this game over and over again.
yeah.
And overall, I do enjoy the game, but I didn't like that in 1.0 there was still stuff missing, and I could go to places that were not functional, and some things were just not in the game yet. But
Yeah.
I do have to apologize a little bit because so when I made my review of the 1.0 version, the developers sent
Mm,
me like a preview version of the game,
yeah.
and there were lots of bugs. Like I was on a preview branch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were so many bugs with the sheds. Every time I was decorating, like items were disappearing, items were teleporting to like other places. Some dialogues were just absent from the game. The game would crash. I had so many little bugs and issues. And even after the 1.0 came out for the public, I streamed the game and I kept having issues. And even like last week I played it, I was having issues and I realized I was still on the preview branch of the game.
I
So
could tell. I could feel. I was. I could feel the story was gonna go
yeah,
there.
so I had not played the like proper 1.0. I was playing a
No.
preview version of it. So everybody was telling me like, "Oh, I don't have these bugs. I don't have these bugs. Why do you have so many bugs?" I was like, "I don't know. That's just it's
Did
just."
someone see like the version down there? Because it shows which
I
version you're
think
playing. That's
someone
what.
pointed. So yes, so
Yeah.
like earlier this week, I was playing the 1.1, and someone was telling me, "Oh, are you sure you're up to date?" So I was like, "Yeah, I'm playing the 1.0, blah blah blah." And I realized that I was in the wrong branch, and then I updated the game, and all the bugs I had before were fixed. All of the issues I had were fixed. There were still
Yeah.
things that were not in 1.0, like the savannah and things like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would have enjoyed. I would have been less harsh
Because I didn't
about
have
the
any
game.
bugs. Yeah, like
Yeah.
till today, I've never
Mm,
nothing. I only had like my controls get messed up when they did the new update, and then
yeah.
it wouldn't launch on my Steam Deck. But I talked to them on Twitter. They asked me to email them. I emailed them. They asked me for a video. I'm filming a video. It launched on the Steam Deck, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So yeah, like no bugs, nothing. I haven't had any problems.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it was. I know the console versions I've heard had some issues too, but
Mm,
I'm glad that overall I was like an isolated case, playing with the wrong build of the game. But the developers did send me this build, so that's the build I had to review the game. So it's not my fault. But I still want to clarify that is why I had these bugs, and these bugs are no longer in the game.
mm,
And yeah, so I went back to Coral Island to check out the 1.1, but I couldn't see anything from the 1.1 because, like you said, it takes so much time to get to that content. I think in my current save
yeah.
file, I have maybe 40 to 50 hours. I'm town rank C, and to you need to unlock
How?
the new
How?
stuff.
How are you? I have like 35 hours. I'm still rank F, and I'm like donating everything. I'm
Yeah.
like progressing with my diving. I'm like level 3 with the mines. Like I'm putting in the work, and I'm like,
Yeah,
what is
it
this?
is so grindy. There's a lot to do. I finished the whole. I feel like the cleaning up the ocean did the most for me. So now I'm at rank A for that
Ah,
portion.
oh,
So
nice.
I feel like
Okay.
that's what helped. But my museum, there's like hundreds of items to donate. I feel like it doesn't do anything when I donate like one item. I feel like I'm not making progress anymore. So I want to get to rank B, rank A, and now they added rank S. And you get all of these new attractions. You can build like a recreation center. You can repair the recycling center.
The
Um,
activities,
you
like
can access the savannah.
tourists,
Yeah. So there's
and like the ranching and the you can like do
yeah,
ranching
the
on
underwater
the. Oh
farming
my
and ranching. So all of that looks very nice, but we've both not had the chance. I wish we could talk
Mm-mm.
a bit more about that new content, but I feel like you have to play. When I was streaming it, someone told me they played like 200 or 300 hours before they got to like town rank A.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Easy, yeah. Because if I'm still rank F in everything and I have 35 hours
yeah,
in, I would assume it's like minimum 150 hours. But that's a game that I've decided like it's gonna be part of my life. So remember when I was telling you I'm craving something to have like Cozy Grove? I've
yeah,
done that with. Funny enough, that's become Disney Dreamlight Valley and Coral Island. These are now my everyday games.
mm,
So it's
yeah.
gonna be. Let's see. It's gonna take me a while though to get there.
It will definitely keep you busy for a while. Do you think some games like stretch it a little bit too much in terms of like making the story and everything super long to achieve? Like my time at Sunrock was also like this, where the story just took
Yeah,
like 100 hours. Like even though I'm enjoying the game, there's always a point where I'm like, I want to like finish the story and then maybe do other things like decorate my farm, do my own thing. But
yeah.
after a certain point, I want to be done with the story.
I don't feel those with farming games as much as you do because I play a lot of RPGs, so I
Mm,
usually feel those with RPGs more. So with farming games, I usually like with my before you buys, I don't do like a full review. Like if I put a review, I put it for SEO, but I always clarify like this is a before you buy and I will tell you exactly how many hours I've played a game. So yeah, I don't feel it that way with farming games because many times I play the farming game for like 20 to 30 hours and I drop it.
mm,
So you play a game minimum 100 hours. But that's me with RPGs.
yeah.
So with RPGs, yeah, I feel they do that a lot. And I'm like, please, can we just get this over with? Like, why is it 20 hours? So, like, Final Fantasy 16, that game should have been finished at 15 hours. They dragged it to 45 hours. I hated my life. I did not touch a single RPG for 6 months after that game. Like, I was depressed. I just hated games because of that game
Mm,
for 6 months.
yeah.
So,
I've not played it, but that does sound like a lot. And I
yeah.
don't mind playing a game for a long time, but I like to just be done with the story and
Yeah.
then give me all the side quests, all the side content. But a story shouldn't take 100 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, farming games are like more my comfort stuff, so I don't like I rarely finish them. Like for me, it's like usually yeah, 30 max 40 hours and I'm like I drop them. So that's why like Coral Island, I'm still at 35 hours and I still have so much passion for it.
Mm,
That's how I know like oh, so these are the games that make it to my top 20 lists. These are the games that have hooked me for 30, 40, 50 hours and I still come back and I crave them and I know like okay, these are actually games that I've really clicked with because usually, yeah, farming games lose me like this. You've seen, like Roots of
yeah.
Pacha lost me like this. Story of Seasons, Wonderful Life like this. Dormont like this. I'm like, just like bye.
Yeah, honestly, it is a game you can invest a lot of time into. So I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it and it's making it into your list of like forever games, like a game you can play
Yeah,
over and over again.
that's a beautiful name, a
Yeah,
forever game. Yeah.
yeah. For me, I don't know if it's that.
Which one do you feel like in the upcoming games might become your forever game this year? Because there are easily like 15, 20 games still coming this year.
Fantasy Life.
I No,
without a doubt.
Josh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna die. Oh my god. Ah!
Yeah, October, right? It's coming soon. It's
I
coming soon. I
can't
want to replay the
wait.
first one first. I want to make a video on the first
Mm.
one and like get myself into the game again, into the series.
Oh my god, I squeaked early like a whale. I'm just like, I freaking love that game. Can't
Hmm.
wait.
What about you? Would your pick be the same, or do you have a different game that will be your?
Definitely, like for me, like there's two very most anticipated, excluding Visions of Mana, which is coming like this month. It would be Fantasy Life and Metaphor Refantasio. So cozy game is Fantasy Life and the RPG is Metaphor.
Mm,
Cannot wait. I feel like these games are just gonna consume my life and I'm ready for it. Like, yes,
yeah,
please. And I want collector's editions for both of them, and I'm hoping they'll have something in the UK for them. Like, I'm buying them day one, game store, whatever I can find. Please, like, I can't wait.
I hope they do a collector's edition for Fantasy Life. I don't think they've announced anything yet. Do you know if they
Mm.
did one for the 3DS?
I have no idea because the 3DS one, like, I found out about the game when I bought the new 3DS in 2018. So I haven't known about Fantasy. I mean, when was Fantasy Life released?
I don't know. I want to say like 2016.
Yeah, so I wasn't around when it first released, so I had no idea about it.
Sorry, 2012. I
Really?
don't know why. Like in my mind, every time I think of a 3DS game, 2016 always comes to mind. But 2016 isn't that when the Switch released?
2017. But
Oh,
also Story of Seasons, like Trio of Towns and stuff, I think these released, I think 2016 or something. Maybe. Don't
yeah,
quote
maybe
me.
around the same time.
But there
Time
were games
flies.
still releasing that time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Was
12
it?
Towns was in
Right?
2016.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, Fantasy Life don't know anything about that. But hopefully, I mean, level 5. Did you have like Deca or is it Deca Police? Deca Police, and they have another game that looks really nice. Forgot what it was called. They have a few games coming up, so hopefully they'll have
Hopefully
some
they do
collector's
something.
editions.
Yeah, I have no doubt this is a game I can buy like confidently, knowing that it will be a fun time. If all of the other games are bad this year, at least I will have Fantasy Life.
I love that you say that because like on my videos, I have like a lot of people just saying that it looks just like the 3DS one, but
But the
a
3DS one is
remake.
amazing.
Yeah, but they were like it just doesn't feel new. It feels like repetitive. It looks more like a remake or a remaster, and I felt like it was like a half excitement, like half excited,
Mm.
half very cautious about it. And I was surprised because I thought it would be like majority as hyped up as I am.
Yeah, because the first one was great, and they're still adding a
Mm,
few things like the island decoration. Because in the first game
yeah,
you could decorate your house. Well, that was pretty
I
much it,
think
right?
yeah, it was so they're very cautious because of the mobile one. So they were like, "Oh, what if level 5 is going to be greedy with this one?" And because level 5 said that they're going to keep adding new updates, so this
Mm,
is going to not be like a full release. It's like you are going to get your game, but they will keep updating it. So people were like, "Oh, are they going to turn it into microtransaction-y, or is it going to be more like the
mm,
mobile version?" So there's a lot of speculation about how are they going to, which is fair.
yeah, I think
So,
you can't really compare. Like mobile games are always so different
mm-hmm.
with the whole gimmicks of like microtransactions, having to log in every day,
Gotcha.
free to play. Like we know that Fantasy Life won't be free to play. You will buy it once, so maybe they will. Maybe they'll have some, maybe DLC or things like that. Maybe some updates. Um,
I would like to
but I'm
keep my
not
faith
worried.
in them. Like I like them. I like them as a developer studio, and just
Me
let's
too.
see.
So Coral Island got a big update. A lot of people are playing that.
Mm-hmm.
Another game that got an update is Moonstone Island. Just today, July 31st, got its cooking update. If you're watching on YouTube, they have a very interesting looking trailer. But basically, now you can cook different meals. You've got new decor items. They also, and the meals give you like different buffs, things like that. There's new spirits to tame. They also added the Chef's Kiss DLC if you want. This is separate from the free update where you have like decor items for your kitchen, like countertops and like fridges and tables and stuff. It looks very nice. I don't think I will buy the DLC, but I will be checking out the update. I think it's only on PC right now, the update. I booted up the Switch version and there was no update yet. So I think it's only PC for now. What do you think of Moonstone Island first? And what do you think of the update?
So Peyton the other day almost killed me. Don't kill me. I haven't played it yet. I
Mm.
have the code from the developer a long time ago. I just haven't gotten the chance to play it yet. And I know everybody raves about it, but it looks amazing. I really want to play it, but I just haven't I just can't keep up.
You should. You should fit it into your 30 days challenge. I feel like in 1 hour you can't do too much.
It's there, yeah, but I feel like it's not fair. And I feel like this one, I would like to review it. So I want to see if there's gonna be like another update and probably review it like with all the, because it keeps getting new updates. I feel like, so maybe like make a sizable update, like maybe a year later, and see
Yeah.
where it's at.
It is tough. And that is one thing I wanted to chat today. So there's lots of games like Moonstone Island
Mm,
that are full release.
mm-hmm,
So with early access games, I don't mind getting updates like frequently because that's part of early access. But
mm,
there's more and more full release games that are almost becoming not live service, but they are like being maintained and updated for a long time, which is a good thing because the game gets more content and
mm-hmm.
it's free a lot of the time. So that's great. But like you said, it makes you feel like you should wait before getting into the game.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm always like kind of excited about these updates. And then I play the game for 1 hour to check out what's new. And then I never go back. It doesn't really bring me back seriously into that game if I've already finished it. Yeah. What do you think of like all of these games getting updates all over, like over and over again?
I feel the same, to be honest. Like even my time at Sandrock, it got
Oh, the monster.
the
Yeah.
Pokemon. Yeah, it
Yeah.
looked like Pokemon DLC. But so with that game, I still like want to do like my own new fresh playthrough and all of that. So I feel like because I haven't dived back deep into it, it's acceptable and I can do it. But if a game I've played it like 50, 60, 100 hours and then they do something like this, if it's an RPG and I'm getting a DLC, many times I'm not going to get into it. So when I say these cozy games are my comfort games, do you think I'm going to get back into it? Probably not.
Mm,
Like even let's say Witcher 3, that's my favorite game of all time. I played the whole like experience as the complete edition, and I played like the Blood and Wine DLC and the Heart of Stone DLC all together as a package.
yeah.
But I feel like if I was playing them slowly, I just wouldn't have gotten into it. Fallout 4, same thing. Then we go like, let's say Final Fantasy 16. They came out with all the DLC. I'm just like, I can't, no. Hogwarts Legacy, I love that game. If they put out DLC, I'm just like, no, please. Even though I freaking love the game, but I just can't be bothered. I don't know. I forgot the mechanics. I can't be bothered remembering them right now.
Yeah, you have to get back into the game that you've not played for so long and like remember the
Yeah.
controls.
And
And
remember who's this and who's that
mm,
guy and like what were the mechanics, and I don't know.
yeah. And in a lot of games, like Sandrock, for example, they added the monster taming,
Mm.
which is fun. I went back to it. I played it for a few hours, got
Mm-hmm.
most of the monsters that I wanted. But for someone who has already done most of the game, like if you can get the monsters from the beginning of the game, and you have the monsters helping you here and there, and you like do your whole adventure with them, it's fun. But if you've already done everything you want to do, and then
Like
you go back
why
into the game,
bother?
why bother with the monsters?
Yeah.
It's like the Fae Farm, like the first Fae Farm update that they
Yeah.
did, where you could like collect the critters, and the critters
The
would give you,
frogs, yeah.
yeah, they would give you buffs. But I had already finished the whole story, so there's no point. They did a little bit better with the second DLC, but it was still not amazing.
Yeah. I feel like it's nice that the developers are still giving back to the community, but especially, like I feel like we feel it the most as reviewers, especially when we get early codes where many times we also sit through the bugs that a lot of the times they're patched after the public receives
Yeah.
it. So then like we have to like do it again and again, or like if we started playing a game from early access, then we're waiting until for release. Then that's a new save file. Then they put out DLC, that's another save file. Then oh, a whole new update, that's another save. I'm like, please, like I'm just done with your game. Like I'm just moving on to the next one. Plus with all the game releases, the cozy gaming genre, farming games genre, like, all genres are becoming so popular these days.
Hmm.
And there's like a massive influx of just supply right now. I just don't have time. Really don't have time.
Yeah. Especially
But
like,
that's
yeah.
just me. But obviously they work. Other like if they didn't work, developers are smart. They're not stupid. They're not
Yeah.
gonna do them. They work, but it's just like obviously just not you and me.
Yeah. Honestly, they're not for everybody. There are some people out there like it. I think it's hard for us because we play so many games.
Mm,
But other people maybe just play Moonstone Island, or they just play Moonstone
yeah,
Island and like another little game here and there. So I think for those like passionate fans of that specific game, it is great for
definitely
them to
worth it.
have
Yeah,
additional content. And like you said, one of my pet peeves with games, especially early access, which is why I don't play too many early access games, is starting over my save file. I know some
Core.
people like it. I hate
Yeah,
it. Coral
same.
Island, I started so many.
It made you do that. That's why I didn't play it in
Yeah.
early access. Like I played it for 5 hours, no, 2 hours maybe. And I remember seeing Sarah Sunstone play it all the time, and I was like, "Girl, I'm not playing," because I knew I'm
Mm,
gonna have to restart everything. I'm like, I'm not doing that. No, I will
yeah.
scream. She had like what 700 hours that she had to do like a new save. I
Yeah.
would, nope, I'm not me. Not never be me.
Yeah. Maybe I would be rank A. Maybe we would all be town rank A if we didn't have to start over
Start
again and
over.
again. I know Carl Allen did a thing where you could like keep your money from early access, so that
Yeah.
give you a little like jump start. But still, I hate restarting, which is why I have a little bit of a hard time with early access.
Like yeah, you're starting your relationships are gonna go back to zero. You have to gift everyone all over again, donate everything all over. So even the money, but still it's not enough. You have to catch everything, especially like the rare bugs and the rare fish and the rare everything. Oh my god, please.
It's a
I
lot.
am not doing that.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm bubbles and I'm very bubbly, but I'm also very grumpy.
hmm
And I'm lazy. I'm very lazy.
Another game. Now let's talk about your favorite game of all time. Roots
No,
of
that would be Chill
That's
Town.
Chilltown. Okay, your second favorite game
Please.
or third favorite game. When you're not playing Chilltown, you're playing Roots of Pacha. You're playing Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life. We all know it. So Roots
Yeah.
of Pacha just got its like second major update after the release. It's 1.2. It adds like new pets, interactions with pets. There's new decor items. There's a lot more to do in this game as well. And the update is out on the Switch, and the game also just released on Xbox Series X and S. So now it's on all the platforms, and all the platforms are up to date at the same time, which I love because Moonstone Island, you have the update on PC, but then you have to wait for the Switch version. So Roots of
Mm.
Pacha, it's everywhere all at once, which I love. And honestly, I love this game so much. I just want to tell you, it's like a classic farming sim, but in the Stone Age with like a Stone Age twist to everything. The pixel art is cute. The music is so nice. I know the gameplay loop is addictive. I played this game for like 50 hours nonstop when I first got it. And now I'll probably go back to it, check out the update. I feel like I've done pretty much everything I needed to do in that game. So it's not a game I will keep playing much longer. I want to know why you didn't like it.
I remember like when we were reviewing it together at the same time, you were playing it relentlessly,
Yeah.
and I really I like that's something that a lot of people like. I feel like viewers don't really understand. Like they think if a content creator like doesn't like a game, they think like, oh, we get sad if we see other people enjoying a game. Like
Mm,
that's not true. Like I was really happy. I'd be like tell me, why do you like the game? Like what did you like about it? And I would try to get inspired by what you like about it, so hopefully I would feel the same way. But sadly I just couldn't feel it. For me, first I felt like based on what I remember, because it's been quite a long time since I've played the game, it was the influx of characters that made me feel like I just couldn't connect with anyone. Like, there's so many names and so many people, so I didn't just feel connected to anyone. And for me, in the beginning, it just felt very repetitive. Like, I was just doing the same thing. I also felt very annoyed by the cave system. I remember there was like
Oh, the
puzzles in
puzzles.
there and stuff. Yeah. And we didn't have like, again, as reviewers, we don't have any guides. So I remember like I had to talk to you and I had to talk to the developer, and I'm like, I'm stuck in there. Like, I don't know, what owl am I going to find? Like, what is this? I was so confused. There was like a badger or something. I don't know what that puzzle was. Um, but I don't know. I'm someone who, and that's why I'm doing my challenge, is because within 1 hour I always know if I'm gonna love a game or not. And
Mm.
Roots of Pacha, within an hour, I knew I'm just not clicking with it. Like, that gut feeling has never disappointed me. And I've covered on the channel like what, over 150 games now. I've played so many games in my life. I always know it just, I couldn't connect. I've pushed through with this game maybe like 10 to 15 hours, maybe more. I just couldn't. I just didn't like it. I don't hate it, and I said like it's very innovative, very innovative. Like, the devs did an amazing job, because it's easy to just copy and paste what every single game does. And I really loved like how you can scroll over between your tools. They made it very easy, very simplistic. I really loved how you act as a tribe to get like your clan, like your, is it clan or
Mm-hmm.
tribe, or
Yeah,
the same
clan.
thing. Yeah, and you put like there was like a basket thingy, and you put like
Oh, the
contributions
contributions.
together. Yeah, and
Yeah.
you gather points, and that's like every day you will wake up and you see like the clan working on new things that are coming back to you, the idea system. They
Mm.
were really fun, but it just felt like monotonous and tedious, and I'm just like, okay, I'm doing
Mm.
this, I'll get a new idea, next, next, next.
Aren't all farming games kind of like that though? That's what I like with the
I
farming
don't I
games. I
don't
like the
feel
grind. I like
that.
the repetitiveness of it.
But I don't know, like with Coral Island, I'm more excited. I'm just like, I'm wondering what scene am I gonna see today? Or like
Mm.
Wildflowers. I'm like, I can't wait to see what this person is gonna tell me, or that person is gonna tell me. Or like
Yeah.
my time at Sandrock, I'm like, oh my god, like the blueprints make me so excited to just like explore and learn about, or like what new, I don't know, like how the dungeon is gonna be, or what new disc am I
Yeah.
gonna get. I'm more like, yes, let's go and do it. With this one, it was more like next, because
Mm.
they were the same activities, but I just wasn't
Yeah.
excited
At least
about
you
it.
know what you like, what you don't like. It's the same
Mm,
for me. Like, I don't think there's ever been a case where I played a game for like a few hours, I didn't like it, and then I played it more, and it suddenly became fun.
mm.
For me, like, I feel like we do have a pretty good grasp of if you're going to like a game or not.
Yeah,
Like
you
in the first
become
few hours, yeah,
very, you become attuned to your tastes, right?
yeah.
I feel like, though, I've heard apparently, like, I didn't go through it yet, but Harvest Moon Winds of Antos,
Mm,
apparently after 5 hours it becomes good, and I'm like, you think I'm gonna, that's what they were telling me about Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. They were
yeah.
like, after the first year it will become good. I'm like, I started to hate my Nintendo Switch for 10 hours. I despised my Nintendo Switch. You think I'm gonna sit for another 10 hours until I like a game? I value my life way too much to be sitting for another 10 hours just to hopefully, maybe. What if I don't like it after
Yeah,
10 hours?
exactly.
Like,
Well,
what?
that's what happened to me with Winds of Antos. I played it. I liked it a little bit at the beginning. I feel like the pacing was all over the place with that game. So the beginning, there were some parts that were fun. Some, and then there's one part where you have to repair your barn or something, and you have to
Mm,
find iron or something in the mines. And it just, I know I got stuck on that thing for a long time. And then the world opened up.
mm.
But even after the world opened up, I just felt like there was not too much to do in the world. I feel
I
like,
was told like the tutorials, it's like it treats you like a child, as if you've never played a farming game in your life. Like, it's too much tutorials.
yeah, it is kind of slow at the beginning, but yeah, for me, even after that, I didn't like. It was not bad. It's definitely like better than Harvest Moon One World. It's a step in the right direction, but
Yeah.
I still had a hard time with it. So I think it's good to follow your gut instinct, and if you don't like a game, there's
Just drop it.
yeah, just drop it. There's other games. There are so many other games to play.
Yeah. Sadly though, like as reviewers, you can't do that. Like that's why for me, I'll push for 10-hour mark.
Mm.
There are, I think, like Everdream Valley,
Oh
I
my
had
gosh.
to stop, I think, at 5 hours because that game was so buggy.
I couldn't. I
I
wanted to
had
make a
to, I
video
had
on
to
it.
stop.
I think I did one live stream and I just didn't like it.
Mm,
There's so many games I want to make videos on, but I just can't because I can't find the motivation to play them, and I don't want to
I
make
feel that.
a video just like bashing the game. Sometimes these
Yeah,
videos do well. If a game is really bad, sometimes the video does well. So like, but it's tough. Yeah, I'm curious because you told me that this game had too many characters. Coral Island has so many characters as well. I get so lost in Coral Island because I feel
yeah,
like I don't remember the people. I think there's definitely more cutscenes in Coral Island, so maybe we can get to know them a little bit more than in Roots of Pacha.
yeah.
But I feel like
I
there's too many people. I like my small town, and like they're all over the place. So you gotta walk and like teleport everywhere to see everybody. I like to
yeah, yeah,
like in a Wonderful Life, you just walk on the street. There's just one street. You can chat with everybody in 2 minutes.
yeah. With Coral Island, by the way, I suck with names, so like many times, even in real life, like I will remember your face, but
Mm.
I just don't remember people's names. Unless you're like you, we talk a lot,
Yeah, I
so
hope
like
you
I
remember
would
my name. Yeah.
know. I mean, what, Jonathan was
Yeah.
it? Like, hi, Jonathan. But yeah, no, seriously, like there's even like people that I'll see, and I'm just like, wait, what was their name again? Oh crap, like I forgot. But yeah, in Coral Island, like I don't remember like Alice or like I don't remember, like I just don't know. But
Yeah.
they're more memorable than with Roots of Pacha. Just look, I don't know, everyone looked the same for me, but in Coral Island they look different. They look,
Mm.
I don't know, they're more
I mean, they
interesting. They have a
have
lot, like
Roots of yeah,
Pablo, Theo.
yeah.
I forgot. I just can't
Mm.
remember right now.
But yeah, they have more diversity and more like portraits. They have like high res portraits, whereas Roots of Pacha is all pixel art.
Macy.
Oh, amazing. I have no idea.
Trying to remember.
I have no idea.
Jaxel. See?
Axel. I think you're making up names right now.
Jaxel Axel.
Macy and Jaxel Axel. Are you talking about Coral Island characters?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea. I don't know. I'll have to go back to that game and double check the characters. Now that I have my game up to date, I can
Mm.
go back to it and hopefully eventually I make it to town rank A.
I mean, we'll get there one day, someday. Before, like on our deathbeds, would be like on our Steam Deck, you know,
Yeah.
before we die. We'll be like, we made it. Town
Town
rank
rank
S.
S. But by that time there's gonna be
Restless,
S
bro.
plus.
S plus plus.
Yeah. Because they're gonna keep updating the game. But overall, it is great though that we're getting all of these updates and that people that do enjoy the game can get to play it more
Mm-hmm.
and do more stuff. And before wrapping up the episode, I have one question for you. So we're getting lots of games with different themes, right? Like we said earlier, Roots of Pacha is prehistoric. Farlands is in space. Of course, there's a lot of the classic rural countryside farming sims as well. If there's like one theme you would like to see in a farming game that you've never seen before, or you want to see more of,
Cyberpunk,
ooh,
like Navalis.
yeah, Nivalis. I'm looking forward to that game. I think
Mm.
it's releasing this year. Is it?
I doubt it because they've
Mm,
been pretty quiet.
yeah. So for those who don't know, that is a cyberpunk themed game in first person, and you live in this huge city. And there's gonna be
Mm.
gardening. There's gonna be life sim. All of the things.
Yeah.
But it is definitely a theme we don't see a lot.
I played the demo in WASD last year, maybe? It wasn't doing that great. It was
Mm,
stuttering a lot. Yeah, last September I think I played it. It was stuttering so much.
mm,
So yeah, who was it? The developer, no, the publisher.
I'm not too
Our,
sure.
505 Games. They've been pretty quiet
Mm.
with that game.
Well, hopefully they're still working on it and improving it. If it
Mm-hmm.
was, I'm glad that if it was buggy, that they're
Yeah,
still
it
working on
wasn't.
it and not just releasing it right away, right?
Yeah, it wasn't buggy. It just stuttering a lot,
Mm,
like just lagging. It was very hard on the eye, so I felt like because I have migraines and motion sickness, so I felt it. Like I just felt nauseous playing it. So
mm,
I was like, okay, this definitely needs work. But
yeah.
yeah, cyberpunk. What about you? What
I
would
would
you?
love. I was thinking of that earlier. A theme we don't see a lot, like an underused theme, not only in games but like in movies and everything. Would
Hmm.
be like you would be inside like a human body.
Oh,
Like I don't know what you would farm. I'm not like a biologist or something.
farm
I don't know.
intestines.
Yeah, you're like inside the body and you're like growing little cells or something, and you're
Hmm.
exploring the different parts. And like they could do fun things with that. For example, if the person gets sick, then you would have these little viruses that you would have to fight. So you would get like a little invasion. Or like if the person
Yeah, to
is,
the animals. Nice,
yeah, maybe
Josh.
when the
Josh.
person is drinking, it would be like raining in
Ah,
the body and like watering. Like you would need to get like
guys.
all the vitamins and
Josh
maybe,
is making us a new game. That's it.
yeah.
I'm gonna be the community manager.
Mm,
So nice tomato everyone.
let's do
So
this. Honestly,
that's it. That's it. We
we've
have a
never
new game.
see that theme anywhere. I want to do something like inside a body. I know it sounds kind of gross, but I think there's like so much potential. You could do so much.
Josh, you have to copyright this idea because you just put it out on the
I
internet
know.
right now.
I know, but I can't make that game.
Anyone
It's
can
too,
literally
yeah.
steal it right now.
Steal
Anyone.
it,
They're
take
gonna
it, do
make it
it.
happen.
Make it happen. I'm probably not gonna make it happen because I don't have the time or budget for that.
But then we
As
have to be NPCs in it, just like we are in Trade Tales. How about that? We're
yes,
both characters.
we
That's
are
cute.
both characters,
We're both
NPCs in Trade
romanceable.
Tales. We are romanceables. There's also Isha from Isha Gaming, who was also on this podcast.
That is
Maybe it's
so
a thing with
cute.
the podcast where,
Is
yeah,
it? Are you just collecting us like a gauntlet with what's his name? Was it
Kratos?
that?
No.
Yeah, Thor.
Oh, Thor. Yeah,
From Thor. Yeah, from Thor. Not Kratos. That guy.
yeah.
Thanos. I don't know
I
what's
don't
his
do. I don't
name.
know superheroes. Yeah,
Me neither.
yeah. Honestly, yeah, we will be an NPC. Well, we will be NPCs in that game. Hopefully, we can be friends. Hopefully, we. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking.
Imagine we
For,
gossip about each other and we
oh
like
my gosh.
secretly hate each other in the game. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that game will turn out. It's so ambitious, which always like worries me a little bit when a game is like over. Like it does want to do a lot,
Same.
but
Yeah.
from the trailer, from what we've seen,
They are showing gameplay.
they
That's
are
what's making
showing
me go
things.
crazy. It's not just like, oh, we're gonna do this and it's just pictures. Like they're literally showing
Yeah,
us. So that's I'm like,
yeah,
these guys, like they what do they say? Like they put where their money is where their mouth is, or
yeah,
their
yeah,
mouth
something like
is
that.
where their
Yeah,
money is something. Yeah, like
yeah.
they know what they're saying. So let's see.
Mm-hmm. Looking forward to that. And yeah, Miss Bubbles, thank you so much for joining me today. It was so nice to catch up with you. I know you've been so busy lately. You went back to your home country. Now you just came back to the UK. You're always all over the place doing so many things. Good luck with your 30 days challenge. So thank
Thank
you, yeah,
you.
for making time to join me today. Is there anything else you would like to say before we finish the episode? Anything you want to say to the world and our listeners?
I just want to say forever again, thank you so much for just believing in me and the collab from before all the way till now.
Yeah, there's gonna
Josh
be
and
more
I
collabs.
do, yeah, Josh and I do have some stuff cooking up for you guys, so stay tuned. And you're really awesome. I really love your content. Like till this day, you really inspire me. So keep doing what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear it, and it's been so fun to also see your channel grow since, like you said, when you first messaged me and you had like 600 subscribers, and now you're thriving, you're growing, and it's nice to see you covering all of these games, cozy games, RPGs. I don't know how you find the time, by the way, to cover RPGs because these games take so long. Farming games take so long. I wouldn't understand if you did like you cover FPS, like a genre that's like the games you can finish them shortly, and then you cover like long games. So you have like these shorter games in between. But all the games you
Mm.
cover are so long. How do you find the time to play? How do you do it? How do you manage
I,
your
d- I
schedule?
don't I don't. That's why I told you before. Like I chose to do before you buys rather than a review
Mm,
because I can cap it. So I can choose to do from 5 hours up to 30 hours, and I just tell the viewer like, this is how long I've played, and then I put review just because of SEO, and then when you click, I will tell you exactly what
mm,
happened because that's like something that a lot of people don't understand. It's like people always search up review. You're not gonna
yeah,
write before you buy. So I'm not gonna
yeah.
also be dumb and shoot myself in the foot and be like, oh, people are gonna look for it before you buy. Nobody writes before you buy. They write a
Mm-hmm.
review. But once you click, I am still delivering what I promised you.
Yeah,
Because you
exactly.
do get a lot out of what I'm telling you, and I tell you exactly what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then I like to enjoy the game at my own pace, finish the RPGs that I like, and then farming games, I rarely finish them. Like I'll play 30, 40, 50 hours tops and I'm just like, it was nice to meet you.
Yeah. I mean, you got your
Until
money's
next
worth by
time.
that point.
Yeah,
You
I'm
play a game
done.
for 50 hours, it's okay to let it go.
I'm done. Like now Disney Dreamlight Valley, digging it, play it all the time, but I know like once I hit like 50 hours, I'll be like, okay, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Because it's
I
also a game
rarely
that never really ends because they keep updating it
Yeah.
over and over again.
The last game that like was like a farming game that I played for like 150 hours was Animal Crossing New Horizons. Since then, like I just don't have the time anymore to like I'd rather just try something new and move to the next
Mm.
thing. But you're the one who actually plays games for like freaking 150 hours at a time. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, what is
Yeah, I
happening?
do like. Sometimes I feel like there are too many releases. I know it's
Mm,
not like a bad thing, but I like to play one game and just invest hundreds of hours into it and I explore all the
mm,
game and complete everything.
yeah.
And it's been hard to do because I also want to provide reviews. I want to provide
Yeah.
as much information as possible on all of the games that are coming out.
Mm,
But if I could do like what I exactly want, I would play like one game for like 300 hours and like make one video on that. But I also want to cover all the games, so it's tough. But I do
you
like to
have
play
to
one game for a
be
long time. Yeah.
yeah, you have to be realistic, but also you do a great job. Like you do a very extensive review. So we have like, let's say someone is looking for reviews, they will see mine, which is like on the shorter end. So if they are in a hurry and they just want to know, like, okay, quickly,
Mm,
there's me. And then if they really want the nitty gritty down to like every single bit, then they can go to yours and they will know exactly like this is how the farming is. This is like
yeah.
like from how are the seasonal crops going to be, how's the watering going to be, how's so there is very high value in what you're offering.
Yeah.
So keep doing what you're doing because obviously it's working and you're offering a lot of value.
That is so true. Well, thank you so much for thank you for the encouragement. And yeah, I do agree. And it's nice to have there's a channel for everything. All
Mhm.
like I have so many content creators, but they're all doing like something a little bit different in their content. Yeah, so that's gonna be it for today, Miss Bubbles. Thank you so much for joining me. And bye bye.